When we think about libraries, most of us think about books. And while books will always be a part of what they do, a public library in 2026 is about a lot more than that. At Bristol Public Library, an old card catalog has been given a second life as a seed library, full of flower and vegetable seeds that are free for patrons. And to kick off the gardening season this year, the library is holding a free class on seed starting with a UCONN Master Gardener. Here to talk about this springtime event and others is the library's Assistant Director, Scott Stanton. The Municipal Voice is the Connecticut Conference of Municipalities podcast in collaboration with WNHH LP 103.5 FM. I'm your host, Matt Ford. As always, be sure to give us a like and let us know what you're thinking in the comments. CCM's Municipal Voice podcast continues to present a key forum on important state-local issues. The views expressed do not necessarily reflect the consensus views of CCM or our member municipal leaders. Scott, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for the invitation.
So, before we get into the sort of the events and stuff we're going to talk about today, I want to talk to you a little bit about what you do at the library there.
So I'm the assistant director and the program director, which means that I'm primarily responsible for the public relations and the adult events, our music concerts, our presenters, our cultural programming, that sort of thing. And of course, we have administrative duties as well. And of course, we have a lot of folks coming into our meeting rooms, so I handle that as well. So that's pretty much my task here at the library.
That's cool. So, you're not just shelving books or something. There's a lot of different ways to work at the library. And that's interesting to us because obviously at CCM, we're focused on town governments. And one thing we hear from our members a lot is that it's hard to recruit and attract new people to work for town governments. And so I was just wondering how you got involved at the library. Are you from the area? Did you move here? And, what's appealing to you about working at a library and working for a town?
Okay, well, I started off, I'm not from the area. I'm actually from Colchester. I've been in that area most of my life. I did start out in the Colchester Library way back when I was first out of college. And I liked the experience. And I did some other things, but then I said, I really like the service aspect of it. It's not just about reading books. We provide a lot of helping services to people. Yes, we do want to encourage lifelong reading and that kind of thing. But the information that we can provide to people can really be life-changing, medical or legal or referrals to government services. We help people get jobs, and do their resumes, connect them with employers. We have the free computers here. We have, so there's so many things here that we do that, that's really to me. And of course, I do a lot of the programming. And for a lot of people, that's, where can you go to see the type of music or presenters that we have for free? You've paid for it with your tax dollars, so it's really good for people. Nobody's priced out. Everybody's welcome. So that's really what I like the most about it.
So being a part of your community and feel like you're giving something back in a lot of ways. That's
exactly. Yeah, librarians are really gung ho about public service.
And as a public service, the role has changed as you noted. Like it's not just reading anymore. As we go into the 21st century, I've talked to the guys over at Westport Library, and they have a recording studio in their library. They also have a different kind of budget, but there's a what do they call it? A library of tools that they have there, so people can check in and out specific tools and stuff. What do you see as the changing role of the library in a community?
So libraries are becoming a community hub now. In other words, it's a place where people can come. First of all, it's one of the very few public places that you can come without having to buy something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's also, it's really true. But it's also, so it is a place where where groups and people can come together and share ideas. But it's also a place where it's free. That's the one thing that will always be the same. We've gone from books, we've gone to computers, we've gone to audiobooks, we've gone to ebooks, we've gone to databases, we've gone to movies, we've gone to video programming. But it's the one consistent thing about libraries is that we do not charge for our services. And I
Yeah.
think that as regardless of how society evolves and what needs they have, we're still going to be able to provide that to people that maybe cannot access it any other way. That's really our fundamental thing, is access to equal access. That's really,
Yeah.
and that's really an important thing these days.
Yeah. So talking about equal access and all the different programs you do in there, having you on today as we're coming into the spring, I saw a few bulbs peeking out of the ground.
Did you?
Because
Yay.
there's a cool program that you have going on in Bristol Library, based around gardening. So first of all, tell me about the seed bank, or the seed, is it a swap? What do you call it?
Seed library.
Seed library.
We call it a seed
A
library.
seed library
actually.
at the library. Yeah, that would make sense.
Well, it's interesting. It started out. It is a trend throughout the country. People are more interested, I think, in experiencing nature now and simplifying. And I think they're also, and of course, gardening has always had a big following anyway.
Yeah.
And I think some people also are feeling the pinch, and it helps with their food security a little bit. So it's very popular these days. For us, it kind of started out. It's kind of funny. We don't use card catalogs anymore. Everything is on. Everything
I
is on
saw on the
computer.
photo there was an old card catalog you were putting in it.
We had to repurpose it somehow.
Yeah.
So what are we going to do with it? We said, you know what? Let's try. This is a trend. Let's do this. So that's actually where it started. Our library director, Debbie Prozo, came up with that idea. So we reached out to the Department of Public Works, and they, through their grants and their resources, they were able to partner with us to get us some seeds. And we also we're also getting seeds from people who've approached us, the UCONN Extension, and they have a partnership with Ocean State Job Lot, with the Bristol Garden Club, and there's also an organization called ReWorld, and we get our supply seeds basically through all those folks. So it's all donated. It's all donated stuff. And then the Friends of the Bristol Public Library, our volunteer group, also sometimes subsidize it as well. So. But it's a great program. If you'd like to hear the specifics of it, I'd be glad to tell you how.
First of all, how long ago did it start? How long have you been doing this?
So we started to do this about 4 years ago.
Okay.
And it's been very successful. Last year, we had 350 people took out seeds, and they took out over 1,000. I think it was 1,050 packets of seeds, and cost free to those families. So it's it's been very popular, and so it's been about 4 years. It's run primarily through the circulation department. You get your library card, and you as long as you
kind of right up front, sort of
right
thing?
in front of the main desk. Yep, right in front. You go to the main desk. If you have a library card, you can get your seeds from the seed library. If you don't have one, you can get a library card for free right there. So as long as you're a Bristol resident, that's the only caveat. You do have to be a Bristol resident. It's one of the few, but generally our services are for everybody. But in this case, you have to have a library card from Bristol. But at any
Fair
rate,
enough.
at any rate, so you get the library card, and you can take out. You have a choice. We have herbs, we have vegetables, we have flowers, whatever you're looking for. You can take out any mix. We have a little slip that you fill out, and you can actually go into the little drawers of the card catalog and browse through and see what you're looking for.
Nice.
The little labels tell you what everything is.
And the picture, probably on the front,
Exactly, right? Just like an old-time card catalog. So so you can take each library card holder can take out 5 packets for the season. So if you have a spouse, they also can. If you have kids who have cards, they also can.
Every card holder.
Every card holder. So and it's refreshed every year. So we say we're opening it on March 16th. It's actually open all year, but March 16th this year is the opening day is when we've restocked it with all the new supplies.
Supplies.
All the good stuff. Exactly. So 6 p.m. March 16th, you can get first dibs on the new stuff. And then it'll be open any time that the library is open, though. And people are welcome to use it. Usually on that opening day, we usually have a seed starting class as well. So like we're opening it on March 16th at 6
Yep.
o'clock. At 6:30, we'll have a master gardener from UCONN Extension coming down to do a course on seed starting for people. You don't have to have
Yeah.
a library card for that. Anybody can
Come to the
attend.
event.
Exactly.
What
So
what is a master gardener? Like, is
well, so
that like a degree? Is it like a black belt? Like, how does that work? Do you know?
it kind of is like a black belt. You have to go through the state of Connecticut,
Hmm.
and you have to be certified.
So it is a
And
certification. It's a thing that you have to qualify for. Okay.
yeah, it absolutely is. It's the program is run, as I said, by the UConn Extension. They
Hmm.
have county coordinators all over the state. We are actually working with the coordinator from Litchfield County, but there is one in every county. We're not in Litchfield County, but it just happened to be the person we got in touch with.
Okay.
But there are we're actually getting the seeds from Hartford County's extension. But yeah, so and if you go to the UConn Extension website, they will tell you exactly how to sign up to become a master gardener, and you go through their courses and you go through their certification process. So it is actually a distinction. You do actually have to be an expert.
Yeah. And so there's the extension, so you don't necessarily have to go to stores to do that either.
You do not. You do not. There are extensions in every county, and some of it is probably, I think you can do online as well.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
So as you said, to get the seeds, you gotta be a resident of Bristol and therefore get the card.
Correct.
And a lot of our listenership is not there in other towns. Do you know have any other towns that have started doing something like this, or
Oh,
are you the
absolutely.
first?
No, we're not the first. There are quite a few libraries in Connecticut
Mhm.
are doing this. I'm not sure. I don't want to name names because I don't want to be wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
But I know that there are several that are doing
Mhm.
it in our area and throughout the state. And in fact,
So
we
it's
do
worth
something.
checking with your local library. They might be doing it. It's quite possible.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's very possible. Yeah, exactly. It's like I said, it's becoming a trend. More and more libraries are doing
Mhm.
it. So you'll say, yeah, it's very likely. And the other thing too is that we do swap at times with other libraries. If we have too much of this, they have too much of that.
Mm.
We can swap so there's some cooperation between libraries as well
Yeah.
to try to do the best for the public. But yes, to answer your question, yeah, we are not the only one. There should be many in the state.
That's really cool. So you said you get the seeds donated by companies that give you packets of the seeds. Is there anything going on as far as like seed swapping between people, like people that save their seeds, or is that a different kind of program?
So are you talking about the customers, you mean? The patrons?
Yeah,
Or
the
are you
patron,
talking about
like people that save their seeds and they're like, oh, this is my heirloom variety, and they donate the
oh, I
seeds.
see what you mean. Yeah, yeah, actually, yeah, that does happen as well. We do get a lot of private individuals that want to do that for us. Yeah, so it just kind of we have a lot of different venues. It's not. I did mention some partners of ours, but there's a lot
Yeah,
of individuals who do that as well. And exactly as you say, this is something that I have, and it might be useful. So
yeah,
that does happen, and yeah, and as I said, we do swap with like other libraries as well. So,
yeah.
and it's interesting that a lot of, like I said, a lot of the donors, like a lot of the members of the Bristol Garden Club actually are master gardeners.
Mm.
So they have a lot of, so yeah, so that when they donate stuff to us, they have a very good idea of what they're giving us, and of what
Well, it
would
might
be
what'll grow good in the area, maybe.
exactly, and what would be a good highlight to something that would be really nice to have in our collection, the seeds we're giving out.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's been interesting to see how we've you do something good like that, and usually there are community members who step up and say, hey, we want to help you do that because it's a great
Yeah.
thing for the community.
That's cool. Have you ever gotten any like photos or anything from anybody of like what they grew with some of these?
We have actually. People have sent us. We've had people send us pictures, that they've created like a small container garden because this
Mhm.
is a semi-urban area. Not everybody
Yeah.
has a lot of land, but they'll say, we put together a container garden with the seeds you gave us, or we followed the instructions that the seed starting class gave us, and this is what
Mhm.
we did. They'll show us their flowers in bloom when they finally come up. Some have
Yeah.
even given us, some of them have even, like those shows. Okay, they first came up. Okay, here they are midway. Oh, look, here they are now when
Like
they're
a
in full
progress.
bloom.
That's cool.
Pretty cool. Yeah, it's really cool to see that. It shows that we're having an impact, and people really really like it. And we like to see
Yeah.
that too, because that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
We don't,
definitely.
you know.
Do you have any other events during the year that are related to gardening, or is this kind of the only one?
No, we actually do. One thing that we have on a consistent basis is we do actually have a gardening discussion group that meets monthly.
Okay.
So that is a group. It's run by our staff, a staff member here, but it's also there are many people who are very experienced gardeners in the area.
Hmm.
There are some are master gardeners, but it's also open to people who are new or are
Hmm.
learning to be gardeners. And it's a place where people can come swap ideas. We provide advice. We also usually at the beginning of the year when the new seed catalogs and whatnot are coming out,
Hmm.
we usually try to have those available. People can take them and see what's available to them.
Yeah.
So, and usually raffle off something garden oriented, maybe a
Yeah.
planting kit or something like compost, something like that. So
Yeah.
composting kit, not compost, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So
Not just some compost.
you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
anyway, but yeah, so that's something we do almost all year round. It
Hmm.
goes from January until about September, sometimes October, and
Hmm.
that also sometimes that group will also bring in other people. That group has just recently brought in a program on cold frame gardening, for example.
Oh,
So to
cool.
extend the gardening season into the colder weather. I'm not an expert gardener by any means, but I found it to be very interesting. We've also
Yeah.
had experts come in and talk about, specifically about what herbs will grow well in this area,
Mm.
or programming, about, as I said before, the container gardening
Yeah.
or small space gardening, stuff like that. So we try to have several programs throughout the year because people really are very interested in it. There's a lot of
Hmm.
people in the area who are big gardeners or want to be big gardeners.
Yeah.
And we try to meet the need. We try to be responsive to the public. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, if you got, the people with the knowledge and the people that are looking for it, the library is that place.
that's the perfect match. Yeah.
Yeah.
You are listening to the Municipal Voice on WNHH 103.5 FM.
There's already a gardening thing going on. Anything else coming up in the next few months here that you're excited about
Besides gardening.
besides gardening? Yeah.
Okay, sure. Well, the biggest thing that's coming up, June 11th, is the annual author luncheon. The Friends of the
Hmm.
Bristol Public Library put on an author luncheon every year. I can't tell you who it is yet because it's
Okay.
not been
Big secret.
revealed, top secret. But
Okay.
for this year, it's always major authors.
Hmm.
Then we've had Pulitzer Prize winners, we have New York Times, best-selling writers, et cetera, that kind of thing. So it's
Hmm.
this year we have another great author who is a New York Times bestseller, has a new book
Okay.
coming out, etc. So that's a great that brings together book clubs from throughout the area. It brings together friends groups and the
Mm.
local. Last year it sold out in 45 minutes. So we had about 300
Yeah.
people, I think. So it's a good program. So we're very excited about that. And we're starting up our concert series again. Every month we have a music program, it's free admission. We just had the Taxmen, who are a Beatles tribute band.
Okay. Yep.
That was packed, and so now we've got some folk and some other rock coming up. Each month we do that all year long. We just finished winter reading, and now we have summer reading coming up. So that June 1st for the adults.
Okay.
That'll start out with a concert program, and the
Wait,
friends of the
summer reading for adults? Did you say that?
as well as for kids, both. Yeah, the adult
Okay, so there's
program.
a summer reading program for. 'Cause I hear summer reading
Yeah,
program and I think
yeah.
kids and you
You
get
think
your
of the children's
prizes
program.
and but there's a summer one for adults now. Okay.
There is. So the adults one is a little more streamlined. Basically,
Hmm.
if they read, they what we ask them to do is to fill out a small, just give us a short review of what they read and what they
Hmm.
thought of it, and they could either do it online or they can bring in a paper slip and give it to us.
Hmm.
And every time, for every book that they read like that, they do get entered into raffles for weekly prizes.
Okay.
And then at the end of the year, we have the big prizes that are usually donated by local businesses and whatnot. So,
so it's like for people that kind of like challenge themselves in some ways to like read more regularly.
Exactly.
And yeah.
And it helps people experience the library better too, because we usually have these side missions. Like maybe last year we had a bingo card that was like, go check out the Bristol History Room in the library. Go check out something you have. You go to the computer lab. Go, stuff, places that maybe people don't know we have, or services that they haven't been involved in before. So it's a good way for people to get exposed to the bigger picture as well. So. And it's usually very popular. It's usually very popular. Our adults do a lot of reading during the summer. It includes, when we say reading, it can also be ebooks. It can also be audiobooks. Audiobooks are extremely popular right now. So people have said that reading is going away, or books are going away, libraries are going away. It's really not. The print material has now plateaued to about half of our circulation now, and it hasn't gone down. The audio ebooks were higher at one time, but now audiobooks are really taking off. And I mean, that's really the thing. I guess because people commute or whatever, but they really like to listen to.
They have their headphones on, and
you know what I mean. People are in podcast mode, like really. So I think they like to listen to that kind of thing. So. But anyway, summer reading is coming up, to answer your question. That we're really excited about that, and we're also part of the America 250 celebration that's going on.
Okay,
this year. So we have a number of programs coming up. I personally take part in the local commission, but and so we are going to be doing programs on women's history in March. We'll be doing a program on comparing Hamilton and remember the musical 1776. So they're going to be that's an older version of Hamilton,
like
right?
How the way they tell that story changes over the years, sort of.
Absolutely, it changed quite a bit. So we're going to be doing a program on that. We just had some historical interpreters come in full dress, talking about how women lived and what their attire was during colonial times. So we're going to be doing much more programming in that area too, as it comes down to the 4th of July. So those are some things we're very excited about.
Those all sound fun. And with some of these things that you talked about, you mentioned like the gardening club and some other people. How important is it for what you do as like sort of the events person to work with local organizations and clubs and groups? Like, I imagine that there's a lot of volunteerism from on their part too to make some of this happen.
Yeah, we try to reach out to our local organizations. We partner quite often with the Bristol Historical Society, to jointly do programming here, because they have an expertise on some of the local history. We have some too, but not. They have the city historian, for example, is part of the Historical Society, so he's done programming here for us. We often partner with the Daughters of the American Revolution. I mentioned the Bristol Garden Club, who are they are big supporters of the library, actually. And they actually donate our during the holidays, the poinsettias and the garlands and all that. They donate that to the library, so it's very nice of them to do that. Very cool. But one thing we've really made it our business to be involved with too is the veterans community. Bristol has one of the largest veterans communities in the state. So
really?
And so our library actually has been a member of the. We've been an official partner of the Vietnam 50th commemoration with the Department of Defense, and so in doing that, we've done a number of. One thing that I think we did that was excellent was that. The Department of Defense is finally getting around to saying thank you to some of these people, after how many years, right? And we were able to give to hold a program and get our legislators here and give out the commemorative pins to all these guys and finally say, you know what, thanks for what you did, And we did this, and it was very well received. And we also did the same thing for spouses. Both the spouses who still have their spouses and for those who lost their spouses
Yeah.
and in service. And so this is the kind of thing that we try to be. And we have a nice collection in the Bristol History Room of our local veterans as well. So that's something that we've really tried to be very proactive with them. And we've done a lot with the American Legion in particular.
That's great. Well, Scott, thanks for coming and talking with us today.
My pleasure.
I assume that most of these events are listed on the website if people want to look up.
Yep. Our website is bristollib.com. And
Bristol
all of the
LIB as library. Okay.
Yep, 2 L's. And you can find all of these events on Indeed on there. You can also find us on our Facebook page or on the Bristol All Heart website, which is the city events website. Yeah. And you can also always give us a call and ask a librarian as well.
And most of these events are open to everybody. The seeds, you got to be a resident to get, but a lot of the events are open to everybody.
All the other events are open to everybody, no charge.
That's great. Scott Stanton, thanks so much for talking with us today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
All right, keep up the good work.
Thank you.
The Municipal Voice is a co-production by CCM and WNHH 103.5 FM. Joe Thornton is our executive producer, Christopher Gilson is our producer, Harry Draws is on the boards, and I'm Matt Ford, your host. Be sure to check out our Facebook page and give us a like. And watch out for our CCM chat series on our YouTube page.